We're going to dice it up and share it. We are live. We are live. Oh, yes, we are live. It's Mothership Monday, bitches. We're getting down and dirty. Right here. We're getting down and dirty. Right here. We are going to start in just a few minutes. We're going to wait for the place to fill up. Indeed. That's right. That's what you get from Mothership Monday. All the weird whispering.
I mean, always.
That you don't get anywhere else. Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. I swear to God.
What are you laughing at? What's happening?
I'm laughing at you.
Not me. Why would you laugh at me?
I don't know. Why wouldn't I?
I'm just going about my business like a normal person. Mystic monologues on the next episode of Mothership Monday.
Oh my gosh! Hi, Hippie. I've missed you so much.
God, don't psych me out. I miss Hippie too. Don't pretend Hippie's in here.
I swear, Hippie is in here.
Did Hippie come back to us?
Hippie has come back to us.
It's
been way too long, Hippie. Seriously.
It's been far too long, Hippie. I thought you moved to Canada or something.
I thought that they just left us. Where's
Hippie's here? Hippie's in the comments section? We got Hannah Banana as well, and Miss Hippie.
Hi, Han.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
We're going to start in just a minute, just a few moments, guys. Just a few moments. We're going to blow your mind with some crazy, otherworldly conversations.
Always. I don't even know where I'm just sharing this everywhere.
I'm even doing Facebook, God forbid.
Wow. I noticed that you've been doing that.
I used to not.
I mean, I feel honored to be put on Facebook.
Do you now?
Yeah.
Okay, if you say so. It's really an extreme dishonor.
I mean, it is Facebook, so it is Facebook. Yeah, I don't know. I was gonna do my Facebook, and then I'm like, maybe I don't.
Why not?
I don't know.
Are you embarrassed of this stream?
No, never. I'm not embarrassed of the stream. I'm just.
You know, it's funny. The word paranormal is basically always trending on Twitter.
So you put it into Twitter though, don't you?
I did, yes, I did. But I'm saying, the words Georgia Guidestone and the word hashtag Stonehenge is not trending, but the word paranormal seems to always, every time I write in hashtag paranormal, it's trending.
Interesting.
Both matters and one more play.
Interesting.
We're gonna get started in just a second, guys. I hope you brought your little. I hope you know your little teddy bear so you can cuddle up with it when you get scared of all the crazy stuff we talk about today, because it's gonna get loose. It's gonna get loose. Like this was a pride parade.
Oh God. I cannot with you, I swear.
I'm sorry, we're having too much fun over here on Mothership Mondays. The stream you
it
love.
doesn't help that I've had like a crap ton of Red Bull, so.
No, that is going to help. It's going to help immensely. More
Right.
streamers should do energy drinks before they start.
Look at that. You'll be so proud. I put it on Facebook.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Oh
you
my
ready?
God.
You ready to do
ready.
this?
I'm so ready. Are you ready?
I was born ready. Here we go. Welcome in to Mothership Mondays. I am the Fat Mantis, and I am here with
Lainey. Hi, guys.
That's right. And we bring you another Mothership Monday in honor of the Georgia Guidestones making it in the news. We've decided to talk about that and other weird monoliths on Earth.
Yeah, I'm really excited about this one. I'm actually really excited about this one.
I am too. This is a good one. I've actually speculated about this whole the Georgia Guidestones before. It's like a big it's here's what it is. It's not a center of paranormal activity per se, but it's a fascinating piece of Americana. And let me tell you, it has been destroyed. That's how it made the news. I think you know that. And it is a tragedy that happened. You know?
It's so tragic. In all honesty, no, I just feel bad because, like, okay, so this is, I feel like I should know this Americana history. And this morning was the first time I've heard about it. So I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So I did some like really quick research, of course. Come to find out, it's a pretty interesting site, and it is sad that it was destroyed. Like, what's today? 6 days ago?
Yes. So 5 or 6 days ago, it was I believe July 6th in which it went kaput.
Yes.
And so we're going to go over the history. Before we do, I need to urge you guys to like this video. Please subscribe to this channel or follow or sub or whatever they call it on whatever app you're experiencing this on. And remember to, of course, hit up all of Lainey and all her work. Amazing, talented streamer, and I am blessed to be able to do a weekly podcast with her.
Aww.
But please do all the nice things for us, on the interwebs. We would really appreciate it. We appreciate your support.
We would indeed. I mean, it's even on my Facebook, so God only knows.
You were really impressed that you put it on your Facebook.
I am impressed that I put it on my Facebook.
It's like a Facebook relationship status. Like if you put it on Facebook, it's official.
It's real.
It's real. You're like, did they put it on their Facebook? They're like, no. They're like, that shit ain't
real thing.
It's gonna be over in a week.
Okay. Well, there we go.
So, question.
Answer.
Let's get into this. First thing, would you like to do the introduction for the Georgia Guidestones, or
no? No, I don't know well enough. This is all you.
Okay. So, just to let you guys know, in 1980, out of the blue, suddenly a man in his 70s, going by the name of R.A. Christian, turns out to be a fake name, leaves a massive amount of land to the land of Georgia to create a state park in. However, a sliver of that land, it was all under the speculation that they protect something that was on a sliver of that land. When they investigated it, they found a 33-foot tall 4, stone tablets with all sorts of like a column and all sorts of things. It's a pretty elaborate thing with writing from at least 12 different languages, including some dead languages on it that he had erected. And so what it is this man, because he had a fake name, he went through intermediaries, he went through lawyers. He did not want his true identity to be discovered. People could not make heads or tails about what this thing was. But of course, the state is always going to accept free land. And they're like, let's go for it, man. Little did those little Georgians know what they were getting themselves into. So
do you believe that there is some like evil to these tablets, or do you think that they were erected for good purpose?
Okay, so I think I know what's going on here. I believe, and so I am a Christian, and I will I think I say this every episode, and I have to let people know that that's the lens I've seen things on. However, I believe that people calling this satanic are coming from a hyper-Christian, paranoid, satanic panic viewpoint. And the person had not only good intentions, but I think they were like a hippie. I think they were a hippie who struck it rich. And they were like, and so what it is there was so much speculation that there was some speculation that there was a time capsule underneath it. There was speculation that there was a hidden bunker underneath it and that a cult was under there. And they were waiting to come out. And so we're going to get into in just 1 second, what the writings were, right? Logie Bear, welcome in. We're talking about the Georgia Guidestones right now. Free is the best. Who said free? My in real life people don't need to know I live a double life. Yeah, no, I feel that. If people knew what I was up to on the internet, it would be all over.
That tends to be why I don't post these kind of things on Facebook, but you know.
As a matter of fact, you know what? Originally, I wouldn't put Rogue Planet things or anything up there. And one of the people on my Facebook is my pastor. And I just don't think that she would understand broadcasts like this. You know?
Not like this, for sure.
So here's what's going on. The writings, the inscriptions on this. So guys, it was written. So check this out. On the 4 plates, the 4 main plates that make it up, pointing in the major directions, there on each side. A new type of 10 commandments, a futuristic type of 10 commandments has been written in the languages. The main 8 were English, Spanish, Swahili, Hindi, Hebrew, Arabic, traditional Chinese, and Russian. And then it was rewritten on the column in the center in 4 different ways. And those were written into like Aramaic, hieroglyphics, Sanskrit, and one other dead languages that I cannot remember. But basically, the dead languages are down the column, and the current used ones are there. So basically, it's very international. It's very it's very inclusive. It wants everyone to be able to read the lessons on it. Logie says, I betted quite a journey to get lost in Lainey's browser history. I thought he was going to say something about the Guidestones right there.
No, but I won't let anybody see my browser history.
Hannah's like, I am not sarcastic in any way, shape, or form.
No, never.
Okay. So the thing that the people after this, when people got a hold of what this was, and this is basically on public property, but the stipulations of it being part of a national park is that they didn't have the right to destroy this monument. So it's a double-edged sword that they're like, we get all this land, but we have to protect this thing that we think is satanic. And so
No, go ahead.
So the things that it says on it, it's 10 rules to live by, right? And it says, number 1, maintain humanity under 500 million in perpetual balance with nature. 2, guide reproduction wisely, improving fitness and diversity. 3, unite humanity with a single living new language. 4, rule passion, faith, tradition, and all things with tempered reason. 5, protect people and nations with fair laws and just courts. 6, let all nations rule internally, resolving external disputes in a world court. 7, avoid petty laws and useless officials. 8, balance personal rights with social duties. 9, Prize truth, beauty, love, seeking harmony with the infinite. And finally, 10. Be not a cancer on the earth. Leave room for nature. Leave room for nature. That's right. That part was spoken twice. And so people saw it and they said, these are the satanic commandments.
But how is that okay? So of course, I'm going to dive in here and be like, how is that satanic? In all honesty, it sounds like actually a pretty good rule to live by. So when I was doing some reading on this, he wanted these erected because he felt that we were going to go through a nuclear destruction, and that we were going to end up needing to become one people. That the population was going to need to repopulate. We were going to have to grow together and learn to live together.
Which is why he's talking about diversity and stuff.
Correct. So, which, I mean, in all honesty, doesn't sound too far off, especially with what's going on in the world today.
And so from that perspective, it definitely makes things look a little better, particularly one of the things people think is the most satanic of them all, which is the first one. Because in order to keep people at 500 million, we'd have to kill 6.5 billion people from our Earth. Right? So then people were like, wait, what? So, but however, I believe that this man is writing from the perspective that he thinks they're already wiped out and they're probably not even up to that number yet.
Correct.
You know what I mean? And so that's the different ways to look at it. But remember, you got to remember, and once again, it sounds like I'm saying mean things about Christians. I'm a card-carrying Christian. I'm a Sunday school teacher. I'm, in thing. However, Christians very commonly believe socialism is satanic. One world government, like the United Nations, is satanic. And one world language is satanic, and one world currency is satanic. Now, these are all concepts that come out of the book of Revelations, because they're saying when the world becomes like that, that's when the end of days is going to be. Right? So the reason why they believe that it is, and so check out the reading of it. They're like, you unite humanity with a single living new language, right? They say balance personal rights with social duties. That sounds like socialism to me, right? Guide reproductive wisely, improving fitness and diversity. And this is a big one because this hits up what's going on right now in our nation. People believe that that's advocating abortion. I would interpret it as, out of all the things in terms of guiding procreation, yeah, I think he is probably. I bet you the guy's pro-choice. The guy who wrote it.
Most likely. I would go with you on that.
But, Christians, and remember, this is Georgia we're talking about. I think if the Guidestones were in New York State, it would be different, but it's in Georgia. Story. We'd make postcards of those things and start passing them around. But I think that people just think it's satanic. And so for us, and it's from the year 1980. So for this entire time, all these years, 40 plus years, people have in Georgia hate this thing. They think it's totally evil.
Okay.
Well, what do you think?
Well, I just feel like the Georgian people need to get into today's times and realize that we might have needed those Guidestones. So thanks, guys, for ruining them.
Right. And so Hannah Banana says Mantis, but we truly don't know when the end of times is. That's absolutely true. The Bible tells us we wouldn't know that, which is why I believe that the man who wrote that is probably not a Christian, although his moniker was R.A. Christian. And so that's clear. I think that was some sort of jab at Christians, to be honest.
It could have been his biop did say that he was a Christian. I know that they did actually oust him. His real name is known.
Oh, okay.
What was his real name?
A lot of that though comes from people who read too much Left Behind. Yes, no, absolutely. I agree. Yes, people who are watching or reading Left Behind novels or whatever. Izzy, welcome in, brother. We're talking about the Georgia Guidestones, their history leading up to how they hit the news recently. So, this gentleman, here's what it is. It sounds like it's possible that I'm willing to bet I'm making all these gambles just from reading his work, reading these 10 laws, reading what he did. I'm willing to bet he was probably one of those Christians who joined one of those cults in the 60s that are like Christian, but like weird.
I mean, I do have to say his beliefs do sound a little kooky and definitely cult-ish. But when you do think about it on the spectrum of like, he really thought that we were going to be blown up and smithereens, and we were going to need a compass and a sundial and a clock made out of stone. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah, and so guys, this thing, he took a lot of architectural notes out of Stonehenge and all these ancient works. That yes, it aligns with the stars and it works as a sundial, as Lainey was saying, and he did all that stuff, which makes people even astrology scares Christians too, right?
Ain't that the truth? I mean, doesn't everything scare Christians? Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah. Oh, Sea Witch, welcome in. Yes, how they were destroyed. We're getting to that right now. But my theory, since I've known about them for the last like decade or something, I've always believed the theory. Like a lot of people think there's a time capsule underneath them. In one of the documentaries about them, there's this. That's not the thing I believe, but there's this biker who kept his helmet on because he didn't want to be known as who he's like. He's a motorcycle dude, but he kept like visor and everything, and he said that he would go several times a week and meditate there, and he was sure that there was and he said he was sure that there was like a time capsule underneath. Now the thing I had always heard is that there was a bunker underneath, and the cult, it was a bomb shelter, and the cult was hiding underneath it, and they were going to come out after the bombs go off. They were kind of just waiting for the world to end, which that's what I believe was going on.
So then wouldn't they have come out if a bomb went off?
I bet you that they're all a bunch of hillbillies and they're idiots and they don't know yet. In about 10 years, they're gonna come out and they're like, "Has the world ended yet?" And we're gonna be like, by the way, we destroyed your stones. The world is still together. Satan is in charge, and we destroyed your stones.
So there is talk about reconstructing these stones.
Yo, this is funny. Gray says Harry Potter, the Zodiac, goats, all scary for Christmas, right? It's actually pretty funny that we had a youth pastor at my church, and my church is very new age. It's very liberal, and so he was an out and proud of the closet guy, but he did a sermon on Harry Potter, and sure enough, he got a talking to. Because the older crowd didn't think it was right that he did a sermon about witchcraft. So, and then later on he did one about Star Wars, and they were totally cool with it. So,
so you're fine with Star Wars, but you're not fine with Harry Potter. Okay. I mean, I don't get that at all. There's magic in both, right? Anyway.
Oh yeah, of course. There's space wizards in Star Wars.
Exactly. Logie Bear says astronomy doesn't. Most aren't scared. They just think it's stupid, like carrying around gems in your pocket for energy. I would like to let you know I am one of those people who carries around gems for energy.
We are talking to the original Crystal Girl right here.
I'm just saying, listen, when I carry around my citrine, I make money. Okay.
Okay, I got this citrine. That's what I'm looking for.
Uh-huh.
I taught a student whose parents got made because Frankenstein was part of the curriculum.
So they got mad. I guess
they got mad because
Frankenstein was part of the curriculum.
What's wrong with Frankenstein?
Well, I mean, if you're going to go there, you literally he's playing God and read.
Yeah, but that's the point of the book, though.
That's very true.
It's a great allegory for God that Victor Frankenstein creates the monster, and he's so into this, and he feels like he can defy nature, and then he creates this thing, and he looks at it, and he goes, "It is ugly, it's disgusting, get away from me," and he runs away, and the monster spends its entire life hunting down God, its creator, to ask it why it was created. And it's suffering and abused the entire time, like us. And we just keep asking God, why did you make me if you're going to shit on me? And so it's all a metaphor for man's relationship with God. It's a very deep book. It's actually super deep. So I think it's a good book. I think I approve Frankenstein.
I approve Frankenstein too.
And see which says they should reconstruct them. I believe that they are going to. I think they probably have to legally do this.
Well,
And
I mean, okay, so, but we were talking a little bit before the stream, and you were saying that most Georgians didn't like them, and they're kind of turning a blind eye to the fact that they think that or there's potential that they know who destroyed this, correct?
So they know who's like technically behind it. Hey, Shaolin Iceboxer, good evening. Welcome to the stream.
Hello, Shaolin.
We're talking about all crazy monoliths tonight, but currently we're talking about the Georgia Guidestones that recently got blown up. So if we're gonna get it, I think legally, Sea Witch, they might have to. So check this out. In the contract to giving all the land to the state, not only did he say you have to keep this thing, you can't destroy it, you can't move it, you got to leave it right there. But he had all sorts of other stipulations. Like he's like, you can't, like he was basically was like, you can't have merchants near it because he thought that like people would sell shirts or whatever, and they would turn it into something,
monopolize
capitalize
it.
Right. Yeah, monopolize it. And so there are all these stipulations. It is possible that one of the stipulations was that if it's destroyed, it has to be rebuilt. So getting into the nastiness and divisive nature of America today. So there was a woman running for governor this year of Georgia. Candace Taylor, I believe is her name. And one of the things that she said is, if you elect me, I will do away with those satanic commandments. And so I'm wondering, do Georgians not have enough problems that's the thing that they're going to vote for someone about? Like, is there not war and are we not in a recession, and is gas not $6? And or do Ukrainians not have their hands in my pocket? She
didn't win though. She didn't win, correct?
She didn't win over that, but why? That's funny that she thought that would bring out people. So she didn't win, and then after she didn't win, the Stones mysteriously get bombed, terroristic style. People claim they don't know who it is. Basically, some hillbillies bought some TNT and blew them up, and people are just looking the other way. People are like, "Oh well." Which the thing I don't really like about this is it's literally practically state-sponsored terrorism.
Correct.
If they were going to blow up if they blew up like a church or something, obviously they hunt the people down.
Absolutely.
Right?
But
right? And so why is it okay that they blow this up?
Because it's satanic.
I mean, the Christians aren't afraid of the Stones. They're generally, though, think it's foolish, I guess.
So I don't think it's foolish. I mean, that's like saying the satellite that was put into space is foolish. I think that's actually pretty clever, in my personal opinion. Hello, Nick.
Gray says Candace Karen Taylor. Is that a real middle name? That would be great.
That would be great.
And I want to apologize to any Karen who has to put up with this new fad of calling you a Karen. These poor women. Hello, Nick. How are you? So she's like, let's blow it up. She doesn't get elected. People blow it up anyway. People are looking the other way.
Are we surprised? It's Georgia. This
is why in America we can't have anything nice. and as we're going to get into all these other monoliths. These other monoliths have survived thousands of years.
Right.
Tens of thousands of years. That we're going to get into, but we've only had 42 years of a Georgian Guidestones, and some hillbillies blew it up. So we can't have nice things. Thank you, Georgia.
We are an interesting country, are we not? I like the name Karen, but if the shoe fits.
I have a relative named Karen, and she is the least Karen. Oh, guy. Yeah, no, I know a Karen. I know a Karen who's a lovely person, and I don't think she's like that. I assume she's not like that.
We can assume that we're not all Karens. Oh my God, poor Karens.
Just like not all Germans are Nazis, not all Karens are complain to the manager. Not all Karens get the cashier fired for
being
not backing right.
Right. Hannah says I am a Karen.
Hannah, yes, you on the internet space. You were basically you're the internet equivalent of a Karen.
Yes, love you, but it's true.
So, do you think there's any chance that the cultists are still down there?
I mean, I would like to think that they're. Listen, so from what I read, they did do some digging and they did not find anything underneath.
Right, because I think they were pretty fascinated with whether they could dig up either a time capsule that would explain it all, or a bunker. So yeah.
So I feel like this was it was done on purpose. We all know that it was done on purpose. Like we get.
Well,
that.
I mean, I don't know how many accidents involve TNT.
Yeah.
I accidentally blew up. a huge structure. Oops.
I wanted to blow. Okay, fair, valid. Very valid.
So.
Does this mean that there are cultists underneath? I don't think that there are cultists underneath. Maybe.
Does this mean that America can't have, like, if we uncover some anthropological like thing that's not Christian but like is ancient and cool, like they're just gonna call it satanic and destroy it?
Well, you don't think that we have ancient cool things in America? We have ancient.
I know
cool
a couple.
Things in
I made a list of some things.
I'm very wow! Yay, that's exciting.
Look at me.
Like I know that I can't remember the names of them and I was gonna look them up, but they're not sculptures, but they're like trails that are these huge animals that you can see from space. They're still in America. They're in America. There's like a snake and a bird.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I vaguely know what you're talking about here.
Right? And of course, I can't remember the name. The one stream that I should really remember the name.
Well, I'm glad you came prepared.
I did come prepared, but I didn't want to, like, these were not something that I thought to think about. Wait. Red Bull.
It gives you wings. But
no, not a totem pole.
Not a totem pole.
Hold on, let me see if I can find them.
But I would say that is it time that we break out the big monolith, though? The mother of all monoliths.
Are we going to talk about the one that the stones here in America were structured after? Is that the one? The big one? Is that the big one? Stonehenge?
Well, the big one I'm talking about Stonehenge. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, that's
okay. Yes. So of course we can't talk about mystic monoliths without talking about the big one, Stonehenge. All right, it's a Stonehenge over down in England. So much. It has so much lore around it, and lies, and mysticism, and conspiracies, and secrets. And I got to tell you, I don't always believe these things are mystical or whatever. There was actually probably a time period where I didn't believe that Stonehenge had anything to do with mysticism at all.
You don't.
However,
wait, you
don't? Because there's so much conflicting reports, but the report I finally come to believe, and I do believe this, because this is pretty valid anthropological finds, is that it was created. So here's what it is. They used to accredit different groups of people for making it, and eventually they landed on the Druids, and they were like, this is a Druid artifact. This is a Druid artifact. This is a Druid artifact. They have discovered it is not a Druid artifact, and that it literally predates the wheel. I mean, that is old. That is freaking old. And so not only is the stone, it would take its hundreds of miles distance to move them, but you're supposed to tell me they're going to move them without wheels, without wheeled things? That doesn't make any sense.
But that's how I don't understand how you don't think that there's
myth. So I now, my point is that I now do.
Oh, you now believe.
Now that information has come clear that they're like, well, it predates the wheel. It's construction. And I'm like,
it does.
Well, then there's no way. There's just no way.
So what are your theories then?
I don't like the UFO thing. And you know what? Here's the basic and main reason I don't like the UFO thing is everyone accredits UFOs with making everything. Everything cool is a UFO.
Facts.
Ancient Aliens pissed me off once that they were literally trying to say that Renaissance painters were inspired by aliens. Like aliens like went into their heads and made them paint these things. And I was like, so we can't even have Renaissance paintings? We got to accredit our greatest artists to some freaking gray-skinned alien motherfucker from Zeta Reticuli? Fuck that. It's offensive. It's ultimately like a really offensive.
No, I agree. I will 100% agree with you on that. I don't dislike the belief that some of these things were created by alien, or at least the mechanics that were given to us were created by alien. The thing is too is that we're sitting here and we're saying that it was before the wheel was invented. But do we really know what was invented back then, what they had back then, what their tools were, what they used, if they were like using mechanics to kind of get into the pyramids? There's actually mechanics in the pyramids.
Right.
Which is fascinating.
Yeah, but I believe man can do that though. I think I'm more likely to believe that Stonehenge was created by aliens than the pyramids. I believe that because they know how the pyramids are made.
Well, I think that Stonehenge was created by giants, but
you know what's freaking amazing about that? I mean, I guess you've heard this, but the original story of Stonehenge that they believed the mythological origin of it all was that King Arthur, a group of Saxons, broke into their land and killed a bunch of lords. That served King Arthur, and King Arthur was like, he made a great burial for them, and he says, in honor for them, we're going to win a great victory on mainland Europe. There's something called the Giant's Wheel, that it's supposedly a group of stones that giants made with their hands, and the giants apparently got the stone from Africa, right? And so they put it together, and so he launched an invasion of mainland Europe, secured the land around it, and Merlin made the stones float and brought them to the UK. And I was like, that's a cool story. So giants, yes, supposedly giants made them.
Well, no, I mean, but it's pretty fascinating to think that like Merlin was real. I mean, what is happening in chat?
It gets loose here. It gets loose here on Mothership Monday.
Lady said I wanted to blow and didn't. Oh. What? What? But it is pretty fascinating. They say that King Arthur did actually exist. He's a real being. He's a so then why can't Merlin be real? I do 100% believe that giants were and are real. And at the moment they're unearthing skeletons that are way bigger than we could have even imagined.
Yeah, I mean, I believe the thing is that is Arthur is he mytho-historical?
Why can't he be mytho? Wait.
No, but I mean, mytho-historical means like as something gets old, like the further it gets away, their legend grows to the point where people are like, and he had this old guy and he was shooting fireballs at his ass and they were flying around and they were like, and the character becomes this legendary half god. It might not have actually been like that.
I was going to say something, but I probably would offend, so I'm not going to.
You probably would have what?
Nothing.
No, do it.
No,
offend. That's what we're here for.
I'm not going to offend this one. This one's going to stay in my brain. I was actually going to say that. Thank you, Logie. I was going to say so like Jesus Christ.
You're entitled to your opinion. Yeah, you're entitled to your opinion. You can ride that opinion all the way into the flames of hell.
Here's my thing: is that so we're gonna believe that this man could anyway. Why does it always turn religious with us? It always does because it's aliens and shit. But yeah, I mean, I think that King Arthur 100% could have had a wizard on his side. Who was literally had the mythical magic that we talked about last week. So I can't believe that you don't believe that he possibly is real.
Who, Merlin?
Yeah.
I think Merlin was real.
You believe that he was real, but do you believe that he had mythical magic?
I don't know. I'm gonna need more than some British person telling me a story about Merlin. You know what I'm saying? Like, those British people say all sorts of kind of crazy stuff on a daily basis. So
I mean, facts. I work for one.
I mean, like, look, they worship a queen, and look at her. Right? So, like, no, I would need something. And so, like, for instance, if you're wondering, you're like, well, it's like the Bible. I research the Bible all the time. I'm constantly engaged with what could be evidence and what isn't. Just like UFOs. The reason I believe in UFOs is I've done so much research that there are things that I'm like, well, this is undeniable. This is true. This witness seems so believable. I believe them.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I can't see any evidence to Merlin. Now, if someone were to show me evidence of Merlin, but it sounds like a fairy tale, actually, Merlin, right?
So does the Bible.
It begins. Brits are nonsense humans, says Logie Bear.
They are interesting human beings. But what? All right. So, but then okay. So then there's the question of why, even if it was created by Merlin, let's say with his mythical magic and giants who moved these stones from said Africa to the UK, why would they place it where they placed it?
Well, okay, so another thing that I believe, it's so funny that, like, here's it is. I do pick and choose in the occult world what I believe in, but I think everyone should do that. You shouldn't blindly believe in everything. So I do believe in ley lines. And so, and we're gonna get to Stonehenge. We're talking about Stonehenge, but we're also going to talk about the things that Stonehenge others, because there's other Stonehenges on this one. And so, it was placed directly on where two ley lines cross. And so, for those
placed under a certain constellation, but yeah, okay,
right. And so, yes, it's placed in a very important spot. For all we know, the giants made it. If let's say the giants did make it, they made it to be moved. You know what I mean? They're like, we're going to make it here, and then we're going to move it over there. We're going to place it right where it should be. But I believe it is in a place of mystical importance.
So, do you believe that it was used for? What am I trying to say? Oh my god! Too much Red Bull. So for like spiritual purposes, like
so it has, and it's been proven. So what it is there are a lot of different groups where people believe that Stonehenge were these groups or these groups. Even the blood druids back in the day that they did sacrifices there. It turns out that all these groups used it rather than created it. Druids just did their rituals there because it was aligned with the stars, because it was aptly placed to connect the energy from the ley lines. And so I think any religious ceremony, or mystical ceremony is gonna get a boost in energy if it's done there. So I do believe that, they were sacrificing people there. They were doing all sorts of crazy stuff there throughout the ages.
Absolutely.
We should have mass there. We should have the Pope go over there and do mass.
You do you.
Her face is amazing. I don't want this to devolve into a religious debate. However,
no, it's totally fine.
You believe in giants because you believe in Nephilim. Am I correct? Isn't that from the Bible?
I mean,
but you just said that it was fictional nonsense.
Nephilim is 100% from the Bible. You are correct. I do believe in Nephilim. But I've also told you my belief of God and angels. So there's that. We're engineered. We are not.
I know, but you're saying that
we're not natural beings.
I'm just countering your comment earlier that you said the Bible was just like made up. No,
I said that it sounded like a fictitious story, just like King Arthur does.
Oh, okay.
You're talking about a Bible where this man is talking to a burning bush and talking to snakes and
don't your witch friends talk to snakes and stuff?
To 700 and some odd years of age.
But don't your witch friends talk to snakes?
Absolutely. But do I not have a point when I'm sitting here and saying that we're taking such word of a book that sounds very mythical?
Right. Okay. No, I feel you. So Nick says, absolutely, like the Bermuda Triangle. I don't know if that's on a ley line. So yes, it is. It's supposedly the conjunction of 3 ley lines making the triangle. And there's other triangles out there, like around just off the coast of Japan. They have the Devil's Triangle. And there's, it's actually funny. Australia has one on either side of it.
Mm-hmm.
It has the Wharton Basin triangle and the Loyalty Island triangle. And so the Loyalty Island one, this is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I know this is like only kind of part of what we're talking about here, but real quick. So west, east, right? Okay, so on the east side of Australia, there's something called the Loyalty Island Triangle, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why do they call it that?
Why?
Because there used to be on the maps, on all the sailing maps, a place called Loyalty Island there. It no longer is there. And the explanation people give is they go, oh, sailors back in the day must have made a mistake. It was on sailing maps for hundreds of years. An island literally vanished in the triangle.
I mean, I'm not surprised about that. Also, I believe in moving islands. I think that those exist.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Australia is a devil continent itself. Yes, in general, a lot of evil stuff is going on in Australia.
Well, I mean, Australia was literally created off of the backs of inmates and
not just that. The place itself is, Australia is the majority of it is inhospitable desert. Like you can't live there. You actually can only live on the coastlines, and the majority of the poisonous creatures on Earth all live on Australia.
Mm-hmm. It's Hell's Gate.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's a type of koala that is poisonous. That's how crazy this is.
I didn't know that.
I'm serious. Yeah.
No, come on.
There's a type of
I've heard that koalas are actually quite evil. Like all of them. It doesn't matter what. Yeah, like they're not nice creatures. Now we're talking about koala.
Yeah, let's get back on track. So Stonehenge, you believe it was made by giants and teleported there by Merlin. Here's what I'm saying. If it was made before the wheel, I can attest that I don't know how it was made.
Well, okay.
It could be giants, it could be UFOs, it could be whatever. But I do believe that there is a weird mystery to it, and I put it in the category of paranormal stuff.
Well, it should 100% be in the category of paranormal because once again, it's aligned with the stars. It's used as a compass. It's used as a sundial. Like there's so much. Yeah, there's so much behind it. Did you know that if a sloth lets go, it will fall to its... Yes, that is true.
Oh, you're saying sometimes they just like let go and fall to their death?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they seem like pretty stupid creatures. Okay, so real quick, real Bible thing back and forth.
Oh boy.
So if we are the product of genetic experiments that the angels and God were working on, is it possible that these people said that they lived so long? Is that back in the day we could live that long in our original incarnation?
I do believe that we're cycling back into living that long. But we're destroying Mother Earth, so she doesn't want us to live that long. But yeah, no, I do believe that we could potentially live that long. Yes.
Okay.
I think we're genetically coded to be able to do that.
Okay. Word. I dig it.
Okay. But I do 100% believe that we're not natural creatures. We were engineered. We are genetically engineered to be what we are.
Logie Bear says, isn't every baby just a genetic experiment?
Yeah.
I mean, technically, right?
For real. Are we done with Stonehenge?
Well, no. Okay, so check this out. So I put in the paranormal category, like for instance, but I don't put any old structure into the paranormal category. Like for instance, Easter Island,
Mm-hmm.
otherwise known as Rapa Nui.
Mm-hmm.
Rapa Nui.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're just statues. Yeah. I can't seem to find any paranormal connection to this place. I mean, if you can cite something going on,
so
but
there's a 60-foot big statue, right? That's like the equivalent of 372 tons, I believe it was.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't think that there's something supernatural about that? How would that be erected? How would that be moved?
Okay,
Because
so
these
it's
stones
actually
also do not belong.
no. So they're made out of volcanic mud, and people have figured out how they made them. And they're made out of from the island has a volcano, and they take like the molten stuff, and they and they basically made a plaster, like a mold for these guys. And
That sounds
so
hot and dangerous. So
it sounds incredibly dangerous. I just think people will do crazy things to create, what the things they will do for their gods is pretty out there.
Okay, but so then that's another question. Why so many?
Another thing I don't understand, maybe it's their own numerology, but they have 887.
Yeah.
They couldn't just have an even 900. I mean, what's up, bro?
Well, I mean, there possibly could have been 900, or they tried to make 900, and I don't know. Also, these are dated before the original tribe was even lived there. Like, it's not, they don't derive from these people.
So what I'm seeing is that it was colonized. But here's the thing: they have a 200-year window of operation. So they said anywhere between the 13th or 15th century they colonized the place. So they're not even sure when it was colonized. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't have written history books on the thing. And so I'm just saying, like, show me planes vanishing, show me UFOs, show me like anything, and then I'll believe they're magical. Right now, they just look like some dumb statues.
Okay, but can you why are different cultures doing this? So it's not just Papua New Guinea where you're finding these statues. It's you're finding them in Mexico, you're finding them in Venezuela. They're finding them all over. It's not and like spitting images of what these statues are.
Right, but I mean the things look like us though, right? I'm just saying they're abstract versions of humans.
You know that why they're called like eggs, right? Because their heads are elongated.
Right.
They're more alien.
But they look like a cartoonized version of humans to me. I mean, I just feel like here's what I'm saying. If you took two little kids on different sides of the planet and you had them draw, and they happen to draw both those figures, both of them drew them, I would not think that's shocking. That's just people abstracting the human. Right. I know what you're getting at. I know what you're getting at. That the big heads, the egg heads, is like an alien thing, right? I mean, it could be. But here's what I'm saying. Even if the model for these things were aliens, what I want to know is, are the artifacts mystical? That's what I'm looking for. You see what I'm saying?
So just because human created it, it doesn't have a
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, does it have a strange thing? Like, for instance, I believe there's a lot of unexplained stuff happens around Stonehenge, particularly sightings of beasts and other weird animals. There's people have always been driven there to do rituals. They incorporate that into their religion because of its placement with the ley lines and the stars. Like, there's something mystical about that place. I think the Easter Egg Island guys are just like.
But aren't the Easter Egg Islands looking at a specific point in the cosmos? I'm pretty positive they are.
They're all looking at they're looking. They have their back to the oceans, and they're all like looking inward to the thing. I mean, I don't know. From what I've been looking up, I've been researching for this stream. I can't seem to find anything like that interesting about them, unless you know something that you can.
No, I just vaguely remember that they were looking at a certain spot in the cosmos, but I could be wrong. I mean, the Romans knew how to pour cement underwater. I'm pretty sure someone could figure. So the Romans actually did not know how to. Fun fact: I just saw this video today. Roman bridges actually were built. It's fascinating. They would build around with wood around the water line, and then dry it out, and then pour cement to create their bridges. Fun fact.
So I don't know anything about the Roman architecture, but I would say I believe. Here's what it is: I have faith in humans, and I believe humans can create all sorts of marvels.
Absolutely.
You know, people are like, oh, there's machinery in the pyramids. How could primitive man do that? I'm like, well, they're not that primitive.
Because
they're
just primitive. In all honesty, I think we're more primitive than our ancestors.
Well, I'm just saying, yeah, I don't think that these guys, they weren't dummies when they made the pyramids of Giza. You know what I mean? Like, people make them out to be like they're Neanderthals, and they're like, oh, whatever. No, they're like you and me. They're humans. They're thinking,
smart,
feeling,
intellectual, right.
Intellectual people. So
absolutely.
It doesn't just because someone makes something impressive, like a technological or architectural feat. I do not immediately say paranormal. Like I said, the fact that the Stonehenge rocks, the nearest deposit of those types of rocks, are hundreds of miles away, if not on mainland Europe, and it was made predates the wheel, which means they couldn't even roll them theoretically. That blows my mind.
Okay, but you don't find it interesting that like our generation has tried to recreate these monoliths and have not had success of moving them.
Well, because here's what I'm saying. Like,
you're saying that it was created for instance, lava.
People in the medieval times were idiots, right? No, there's some stupid ass people, right? Could you do the job of a blacksmith?
I could learn it.
Like, I'm saying, we've lost all those skills because we left them in the past. I'm saying if you, so I feel like if you lived during the time of, like, let's say the pyramids of Giza, you might have learned how to make this stuff. You might understand, the innovative way to do it. You know what I mean?
So, okay. So then what about the spheres? Do you think that they are not mythical at all either?
Wait, which spheres? Spheres. I don't know if you know, I had a lot of, I had to go to speech therapy as a child. And the word sphere is very hard for me.
Sphere is hard. Sphere is hard for me at the moment because of my braces, so I totally understand. I'm relearning how to talk.
Doing a bang up job.
Thank you. I appreciate that. But I think that it is okay to have hard things to say. Like spheres. It's okay.
Like spheres. Shallon Ice Foxer says nothing is stupider than pandas.
They're useless animals. They're so cute. They're so cute. So useless.
So Hannah says, is it possible that the statues have powers or effects that we don't understand? I mean, it's very possible, but I would like somebody to just, like, I haven't heard anyone report any phenomena around the statues. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I get it. I do understand what you're saying, that there might not be any, like, mythical or I'm not sitting here and saying that aliens created them, but I am sitting here and saying that there is the possibility that, they are humanoid 100%. I get that. But they don't look human.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think it's possible that they could. It's true. An alien could have modeled for them, right? They could have been like, "Oh, look at this guy. Look at this bugged out dude with the egg head," and then they started making art like that. That's
right.
possible.
I mean, because then you kind of go back into the Sphinx and.
Koalas are definitely stupider than pandas. That's great.
But then, like, you go back into the Sphinx and things like that. It's like, where did these creations come from? Not sitting here and saying that the imagination is not capable of coming up with sphinxes and centaurs and things like that, but, like, it's got to have you wonder, like, why would a human create an egg-shaped face that's staring up at a certain point in the cosmos?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I don't think, like I'm saying, I don't think it's the greatest mystery in the world. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
It could be a mystery.
I think it's a mystery. In my personal opinion, I think it's a mystery.
Right. Logie says, I doubt anyone making a head that size is so unskilled to mess up proportions. They have docks in the sea with cement foundations underwater. There's an interesting series on the History Channel about lost technologies. Right.
I'll have to look at that. Yeah, which is one of the documentaries where they're talking about the mechanics of the pyramids, which is fascinating. If you guys don't know that, you should really look it up. It's really cool stuff.
I mean, like, I'm just saying, like, primitive stuff you can do. You can create crazy stuff. The science of castles, medieval castles, and the science of like siege weapons at that time are remarkable that humans ever figured that stuff out.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, I think we're more primitive today than we were.
Yeah.
In my personal opinion,
I'm just saying, like, yeah.
I think we're devolving, especially with technology the way it is. Technology makes our lives so much easier that we don't have to think, we don't have to do, we're devolving rather than evolving, in my personal opinion.
Hannah says they weren't dumb. They just didn't have the tools or technology we have. Exactly. And not only that, if anything, I don't know. I think we're probably equally as smart, but remember, primitive man had way better, more skills than us. Mm-hmm. Like, 100%. I'm going through the rigors of job hunting, and I'm sending out resumes, and I'm constantly having to justify my skill set. And what are my skill set? In the actual evolutionary, like, look at it, I don't really have any skills. What? I know Photoshop. I know Illustrator. I know Dreamweaver. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can make a website. These motherfuckers could forge broadswords and make siege weapons.
Like, yeah, but we don't need that in today's time.
A real skill to have.
I mean, I think that you're looking at that wrong, but okay. I get what you're saying. I do.
Gray doubles down. Koalas are definitely stupider than pandas. Welcome back, Miss Hippie.
Well, koalas, their food, I don't know why we're talking about this, but another fun fact, their food source is literally poisonous to them.
To them?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, so they eat poison every day?
Yeah.
Kind of the way we drink.
Yeah.
Like, alcohol's poison to us, and then we drink it all the damn time. Speaking of which. Oh, good times. Hannah Banana says they are modeled after you, Mantis. We are definitely regressing.
I agree with Charlotte.
The comforts of life. And so, I trained in martial arts and showed to Shaolin, showed to a couple of our viewers, a Logie as well. I still wonder, like, if we were to say go back in time and have to fight like somebody who like lives off the land, like in a medieval like warrior, we would be destroyed. You know what I'm saying? Because we're so comfortable, and they have to live. They have to like fight to live. They've probably had like people
fighting to live every single day. Yeah, I mean, I'd have to agree with that. Sorry, guys. I mean that with all respect. But right. I would hope that we could live a zombie apocalypse too. Koalas like eucalyptus, yeah, and it's poisonous to them, as far as I know.
I know. Here's what I'm gonna say. A lot of people say this. I know a lot of egotists are like, "Yo," but I honestly think I would thrive in a zombie apocalypse.
I think I would not.
I think I'd be like the new emperor.
I think that honestly,
the new emperor of the tri-state area.
Well, then I will make sure to follow you.
Follow
I don't
me.
Think that I would thrive. I really don't. I think about it. I'm not a fighter. I'm a lover. I probably would look at a zombie and actually feel empathy for it.
So that's so cute. That's adorable.
I know.
You know why? I have a theory why people gravitate to the zombie apocalypse story. You know how people love it?
I love it.
I love this idea. I love this idea.
Favorite.
Zombies. I wish zombies would come. That kind of stuff. You know why I think you know what my theory is?
What?
This is the Christian in me, seeing the sin in everyone. But I believe it has to do with a deep-rooted like fantasy everybody has about wanting to kill their neighbors.
My neighbors are my parents. I mean,
you want to kill your parents, your neighbors, that annoying guy at work, you can do it all in a zombie apocalypse, and you can get away with it. You have an excuse to behead them, right? And that's why I think people like that. They're like, I can't wait for a zombie apocalypse because you want to kill all your neighbors, man. You're a sicko. Just admit it, bro.
I never thought of it that way.
Yeah, I think that's what I always wondered why people are so into that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Koalas are so stupid that if you give them eucalyptus leaves off the tree, they'll starve because they won't recognize them. Oh, they have to pluck it off the tree to believe it's like a real one.
They're really stupid. They are stupid animals.
Miss Hippie. It was different back then. They had to be strong, no police. You had to settle matters yourself, hunt, fish, farm, forage. Shit is crazy how different we are. It's absolutely true.
Honestly, I've thought about. I mean, people are still doing it. It's possible. I've thought about it. Going and living off the land, that would be fun, you know?
Miss Hippie says questionable, Mantis. I think it's true. I really do think that's why people gravitate to that story.
Oh,
because why do they want? Yeah, zombies. Why do they want? Why do so many people get a hard on for the idea of fighting their neighbors in the streets?
I mean, zombies are literally my favorite, so I think that we should. That's obviously a Mothership Monday conversation to have. It's a Frame story. It is a Frame story.
Should we do something about zombies?
We 100% need to do an episode on zombies. So eating brains is cute.
Yeah.
I mean, nom, I guess. Nom on
kind of
nom.
sexy. Hugh Laurie's Tomorrowland monologue. Yes, I agree. Yeah, because did you see Tomorrowland or?
Of course, absolutely.
So at the end, when he's basically saying, he's like, "Why did we leave Earth?" And it's like, we left Earth because humans don't want to be saved. Humans want the apocalypse to come. They have some sort of self-dread thing that they want it all to come crumbling down.
Oh, I fully 100% believe in that. Like,
that's why we don't recycle.
We're just a self-destructive piece of shit species. Sorry.
So,
because we have cognitive thinking that we're a self-destructive piece of shit species. Anywho.
So I saw a really good argument against aliens. The existence of alien visitors. And I'm a huge believer in UFOs. I absolutely believe they're here.
Like they have never been here?
What this person points out, and so this could probably talks more about us as humans than all life in the galaxies. But they point out that humans can't go anywhere without leaving their stink everywhere. So we go on a camping trip. Later on, a week later, someone is going to find evidence that we camped. They're going to find some of our garbage or our footprints or something. We always have to fuck it up that way. And they're wondering, they're like, well, if aliens came here, why don't they leave marks? Why don't they accidentally leave their space cell phone? Why don't they litter? Why don't they, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, well, that's a good argument. But my guess is that when they come, my personal guess is the ones who come here are conscious of that. They're almost like a park ranger who knows not to litter.
Yeah, I feel like, I mean, it's a good argument for sure, but I also feel like they're obviously way more superior than we are. And there's ways around it. I don't know. Maybe they don't even step foot.
I think that they have rules that they're like, you don't contaminate the planet by leaving stuff. Yeah. But I think humans like to have a candy bar and they go out in the woods and they're like, whatever, man.
Because anyway, I'm not going to say it again.
I think I pointed this out that we're finding litter on Mars.
Yeah.
So the other day, a rover was taking pictures and it found plastic stuff, and it said, "What is this plastic stuff doing on Mars?"
It was ours.
And it turned out it was ours from our other trips, and even our robots are littering on the red planet.
I'm not surprised. Like I said, maybe anyway.
So Miss Hippie says, "I know how to live off the land. I don't know. I want to defeat some zombies." Okay.
I totally want to defeat. Listen, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I could not live in the apocalypse. I just don't think I would thrive in the apocalypse. I think that there would be like this little zombie child that is walking towards me, and I'd be like, "There's no fucking way I'm killing that." And that would be
and I think a lot of people who revel in this or like, I can't wait for this to happen. Like I told you, my theory is I think that they want to have an excuse to shoot the kid. They probably have wondered what it's like to kill a little kid.
Am I just too nice of a person? Is that what we're getting at? Like,
well, they don't. I can understand if you didn't want to kill the kid, but like,
I mean, listen, there's been some children that I definitely wanted to kill, but like, all right, you're probably right. If I saw this,
Agent Smith had the best monologue about humans, sad and accurate. I agree. He had a great one from The Matrix.
Oh yeah. Oh my God. When he. It's like playing in my head right now. Like, yes, you're absolutely right.
but monolith. So we were hitting up.
Right.
And since we did a chunk of zombies, I'll quickly lighten this up. So versions of Stonehenge have appeared. They found one in Spain, also along a ley line. Mm-hmm. They found one, and it was an area that floods. And so basically it was originally underwater for a while. And then when it receded, because of global warming, the tides aren't what they used to be or something about that. But it dredged the area and they found it. And so they had one there. And also in New Hampshire, US of A, we have a Stonehenge.
Yes.
And we have no idea who made them.
No.
But it is an attempt to create a same architecture. The two pillars, the thing, and doing the circular thing. It's all over the place. This is fascinating.
Well, right. So it's like, okay, so are they gateways? Are they there's 100% something mythical behind them. A lot of people fight that, they're like landing pads for spaceships. I don't believe that.
Spaceship is gonna land on that? Come on, yeah.
I just said I don't believe that, but that is a theory. I don't believe that one, but yeah, it is a theory that they were landing pads for spaceships. And that there may have been more to the structure back in the day. But like, come on, these are tons worth of slabs. They're not moving. They're there. Nothing is gone.
I would not put it past that if it maybe not a landing pad, but maybe like a marker.
Meeting ground? Could be.
Like a marker that like, that they know they'll be like flying and they're like, where are we? And they look down and I'm like, oh, England. I can see the Stonehenge. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh, we're in the US.
It's in the US. We're near New Hampshire.
Oh my God.
It actually creeps me out that these things predate the wheel. That doesn't creep you out. That's old as shit.
Well, that's why I believe that Nephilim are real. Giants are real. Giants 100% walked this earth, and I think that we would be stupid not to. And I think that they were the prerequisite to what human man is today. They were the first failed engineer of what we are.
Mm-hmm.
In my personal opinion, that's what I think.
Okay. Well, I would say, according to the story of the Nephilim, technically the Nephilim were made from us and angels, right? So, but I know I see what you're saying. No, who knows? That could be an episode of its own where we analyze the creation.
Nephilim. Oh, listen, just don't let me say Nephilim for the full 2 hours.
You love saying that word.
I don't even want to.
Okay.
I don't want to even. I don't want to recap that whole scenario. I tried to do an episode of Nephilim on Spoon, and the chat was being so bad that I just kept saying Nephilim for the full 2 hours because I was trying to get back on track.
What were they saying? What was their thing? Do you want to relive this, or you don't want to?
They were being awful. They were just they. It was bad. It was like it turned sexual somehow. Like, I don't even remember.
That's the app spoon for you. That's the app spoon.
Absolutely. So it was a honestly, I think I saved it. So if you guys want to go back to Spoon and listen,
the great Nephilim.
But anywho, oh, by the way, those those etches in Earth that you can see from space that are shaped like animals. They are geoglyphs. Geoglyphs.
Yes.
Geoglyphs. Yes.
Yeah, no, I've heard of them. I've heard of them. I mean, this.
Well, I know, but I couldn't think of the word, and it was really bothering.
Yeah, I didn't know what they were called, but I had heard about the the snake from space or whatever.
Snake from space. You can see birds. They don't know how they were created or why they were created. They don't know if it's natural or not. So it's pretty fascinating stuff.
There's no way that's natural.
I wouldn't think that it would be natural.
Mother Nature's like, I accidentally drew a bird.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, there's patterns in everything in life. Think about the spiral, which is godlike in its own right? The 7, it's like the mathematical equation of the spiral is in, yeah. I
mean, it's impressive. It is impressive math.
It's super impressive. But all I'm saying is that, I thought I would anyway.
No, it's all right.
Obelisks. So let's talk about obelisks.
Obelisks.
Obelisks. Yes. Did I say that incorrectly? Probable. Oh fuck, Loki. Yeah. This has been a wonderful.
I'm having the time of my life. Are you kidding me right now?
I love this so much.
So what obelisks and where?
Well, that's a good question. So we were under the assumption that the prehistorically dated obelisks were always in Egypt. That they were always structured. 2 of them, they were paired. Y'all know Pee-wee, right? Oh God.
Okay, so the obelisks, where are they?
Egypt.
No, but you said there are other ones other than Egypt.
There are other ones. So now, they're finding pyramids in other places too. They just found one. Mexico is known for theirs, but they're finding them now like all over the world. They found one recently, I believe, in Antarctica. There's obelisks there as well. There is some sort of belief that they were actually meant to be like Tesla coils. So y'all know what Tesla coils are.
Yeah.
I'm hoping. If you don't know what a Tesla coil is, it basically was created to energize the entire world and give us a system to basically have electric for free.
Yes. That was his plan. Tesla's original plan was
which would have been
give out electricity for free.
And that's why the man.
Yeah, Edison had to crush him.
Yeah, absolutely. So Edison crushed him for that reason alone. But obelisks there is a belief that the obelisk system is the same. It was a way for these communities across world to communicate and to be a part of one basically system. Pretty fascinating. Did you know that?
It is fascinating. I wish I knew more about these obelisks.
Oh my God, I love obelisks. Also, they have benbens. They're called benben stones.
What are they called?
Benben stones. So these
benbens.
Yes.
Offense. It sounds like you're making that up.
I swear to God, I'm not making it up. So benbens were found on the tops of the pyramids. They were always engraved with the god Ra, because they were stated to give them the ability to speak to Ra and other gods. And they're also obelisks. I'm nerding out.
You are nerding out. Please go nuts. Go nuts. Take
then,
off your chain and run with it. You're free.
They say that the obelisks also have benbens on top of them as well.
What is Ben? It's Ben like the name, like Ben 10?
Ben. Yeah, Ben.
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 Ben Pyramid.
Ben stones. Yeah.
Ben.
Yeah.
It just sounds so stupid. No, sorry. In the creation myth of Heliopolitan form of ancient Egyptian religion, Ben was the mold that arose from the primordial waters new upon which the creator deity Atum settled. Ben stones, also known as the Pyramidion, is top stone of the pyramid, and it is also related to the obelisk. Oh, okay. So the Ben stone looks so it's not like there's just a rock balancing on top of it. It is actually
no, it's
the
the
arrowhead of the pyramid.
It's the arrowhead of the pyramid, but
Right.
it
Okay.
was always a different. It was always
because as you were saying it, I was like, they were balancing stones on those things. Like,
I'm sorry. I should
no,
have.
it's me not understanding it. I didn't understand.
So they were always engraved with oh my god, Ra, who is the sun god of Egyptian beliefs, and sorry, I just got a text.
Tell them to F off.
I'm dead. And they were always metallic, so there was or marble, because I don't know if you know, but marble also has oh my god, what is wrong with me? Like, I'm geeking out 1 minute and now I'm like, I can't think. So it's either marble or a metal, like gold, because it was because of the energy. Yeah, that's a Ben. No, the other side. There it is.
Yeah, Ben stone.
Yeah, so that's the Ben stone.
Yeah.
Interesting.
See, I'm a big time. I only got a big time. I got a single up in here.
So yeah, basically though they were so that's why the eye though is on the dollar bill, because the Ben was considered to be the eye to the gods.
Wait, the eye of Horus or something, right?
The all-seeing eye. The gods could communicate with the people down on Earth, and vice versa. That was our way of communicating with the gods up in the heavens. Yeah, so Ben's.
Ben. I just wish I had a better name. I wish I had such a stupid name.
So
I wish I had something badass like the.
Well, it does derive from something different. It comes from. Like, there's a reason why they call it the Ben. That.
I'm sorry. The word Ben it just sounds stupid.
Why though? Why?
I know that it's its real name, but it just sounds like you're talking baby talk to me.
Yes, let me prattle you. Oh, so it comes from the word Weben, which is the Egyptian hieroglyph for to rise. So that is why it's now named what it is. I'm not saying it again because now I find
it. Okay. Yeah, I find it interesting that in the Egyptian creation myth is out of the primordial waters.
Yeah.
Which is like real science.
Yeah.
Based off of our real creation that supposedly, we were bacteria that formed in water, right?
Yeah. No, they absolutely. So yeah, it was the same. Like, the gods came from the waters, we came from the waters, and
the primordial ooze. That's interesting. That's interesting.
I mean, don't you think that all of our cultures take on other belief systems of religion and things like that? I mean, if you think about it, Ra and all of our gods are essentially the same. If you look at like Greek mythology to even Egyptian mythology, they all follow the same, almost same belief system. Even ours, even Christianity follows very similar to the old Greek, especially.
Shalyn says, I appreciate you guys going live. Love the show, and it's always a great listening. Thank you,
Courtney.
Miss Hippie says, I got to get more booze because we were talking about primordial ooze and all sorts of weird stuff like that. I would say here, basically, this is so I have several beliefs in this. One, I think on some level, ancient people, even though they were closer to creation, I don't think they were close enough in creation in terms of time enough to know where we came in terms of evolution, unless someone taught them. which means the creators of the Egyptian religion, someone told them that they were originally one-celled organisms that came out of the water.
But you don't believe that, okay, but you don't believe that your Christian God could potentially be Ra or
Whoa, simmer down
Jupiter,
now.
or
Simmer
like,
down.
this is what I'm saying. So also if we do it scientifically, our God is Jupiter. It is the stars. It is the cosmos.
That is false.
Okay.
So,
okay. I don't.
I could explain to you what Yahweh is, but I think it would just blow your mind.
I know what Yahweh is. Thank you.
Yahweh ain't Jupiter, that's for sure.
All I'm saying is that I believe, I've already told you that I believe that there is a higher power, a higher being who we follow and who looks after us and whatnot. Okay, I believe that. But what I am trying to tell you is that these stories, and it's all the Bibles and it's all the mythology, came from the cosmos, because our gods are alien.
Well, I think we've been over this. We went into a really hard one in our time travel one where I think we finally were like, we I guess this is where hashtag, what was it? Hashtag deport God or deport Jesus.
Still happening in
that
chat.
By definition, a God, and like our God would have to be an alien. He is by definition an alien, right?
Yes, by definition.
He wasn't born in America, so therefore he's an alien.
Oh my God!
Yeah, no, but yes, he's an alien, but he's more than an alien. I think he's more than just like a spaceman. You know, I think he's more than just like a spaceman with a ray gun who came down.
I don't think he's a spaceman with a ray gun. I think that he is a creator, 100%.
Right. He didn't just like piss here and some bacteria from his urine like turned into.
No, but can you agree that all I'm saying is that, and I can see.
Let's hear it here, folks. Let's hear what she's trying to get me to agree with.
I can see your gears are running and they're rolling. All I'm saying is that you have to admit. You don't have to, but most of our stories that we hear in our Bibles, in our Quran, in our Buddhist beliefs, and any belief, are just that, stories.
Oh well, yes, yeah. I mean, I would be the first to say that because, like, so basically. You know, my interpretation of Bible and studying the Bible is that it is clear that there are some points in time where the story is metaphoric and there are times when it is literal. And I think sometimes people don't know the difference. A lot of people tend to lean toward the idea of being literal. Like everything is literal, like absolutely literal. And I was like, no, there's a lot of things that are spoken as in terms of like metaphor for the sake of understanding. So yes, they absolutely are stories. A perfect example, and once again, this is some of my Gnostic gospel stuff, that in the canonical Bible, we go by the Adam and Eve story found in Genesis. But actually, in one of the Gnostic gospels, Jesus tells a different creation story to the disciples. And so they left that book out. That was one of the reasons why it was left out, because it contradicted the Jewish Genesis story. And they were like, well, we can't have him contradict himself. But it was yeah, I mean, that's a lesson for Gnostic Christianity, and you know, like for another time or whatever, as to why he told one as opposed to the other one. Shaolin says, is he an alien if he created everything? That's a good point. That would be funny. Like he created it all, and then when he lands here, we go, can we see your papers, sir? He said, when I created this place, and we're like, we call immigration and we have them shift out.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Mexico. Love you, hippie.
Oh, we miss you, hippie. Thank you for stopping in. Thank you for being awesome. You make streaming and living an amazing experience.
We do miss you for sure.
So they are just stories, but I'll tell you, Yahweh and Jupiter, I promise you that.
Okay, but I'm not talking about the planet. I'm talking about Jupiter, the god. I'm talking about.
Yeah, he is not Jupiter the god.
No, Yahweh is the god of God. I get it. I know who Yahweh is.
Yes,
I know who Yahweh is.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're agreeing to agree on that. Wonderful. I'm glad that we're agreeing to agree on that.
No, I'm just saying I will not say that. Like, here's what I'm saying. So, like, for instance, it's anthropologically proven that Ishtar and Aphrodite are the same goddess, right? And so the story that originally started in the Middle East of Ishtar eventually moved on, and when it got to the Greek lands, they started talking about her and worshiping her as a love deity, and they added her to their mythology. Boom. But I'm gonna say Yahweh is not Thor or something, or or Zeus or something.
Well,
People are like, oh, it's just Thor, but... What?
Oh boy.
I love
how this show always turns religious.
You see what guys what I have to put up with every week?
What you have to put up with? Excuse you. Listen, I just feel like we're getting somewhere, but oh my goodness. Anywho, do you have any others that you would like to talk about?
Well, I was gonna talk. I was gonna segue from Bermuda Triangle into the Algerian megaliths.
Oh, okay. Okay.
We kind of passed it, didn't we?
We did kind of pass it, yeah.
So basically, in terms of missing planes, no place on Earth loses more planes than over the Algerian megaliths. And so there are a group of monoliths that are made in the northern African country Algeria, and it's from an ancient religion that no one practices anymore. And up until the 20s, there was a city underneath them. They're up high in the mountains, the megaliths, and there was a city of 20,000 people, Algerian peoples, and they all went missing. And the place is considered a ghost town, is considered like a cursed place, and they don't go to the megaliths, and they don't go to the city underneath it or the town underneath it where there were 20,000 people who vanished. And more planes disappear over the megaliths than anywhere else, more than Bermuda Triangle or any of these other places.
And why do you believe that is?
I don't know, but I think it's a great mystery. I honestly think we should get plane tickets. We should go there. We should investigate and do like an episode of Mothership.
I mean, I would totally do that, but they're cursed. Do you think we would make it back?
The thing is I am protected by the Lord Jesus Christ, and all I would need is a cross to protect me. But I can't promise your safety, though.
So you're saying that God's not looking out for me? Is that what you're saying?
I'm just saying, you think he's Zeus, and so I don't know if he's going to protect you.
My God will protect me. Thank you.
Which is who? She doesn't even know. It's all right, guys. Lainey's a little confused.
I'm not confused. I swear. I'm just gonna
But I'm saying I'm gonna bring a cross with me. I'm gonna be fine. I'm not worried about curses like that.
Bring your cross with you, and it's fine. 100%.
Yahweh's got me.
Yahweh's
you
got
can bring your sage or your crystal, or
you do. Oh my God. Yahweh is the God of gods. He's my God too. Thank you.
Yes, but
But okay. Okay. Have we actually agreed on something religious wise? That's incredible.
I'll agree to sort of agree. But the megaliths, I want to research more about who these guys are. What was this ancient religion? And I want to understand what's going on, because no one ever talks about it.
They don't talk about, well, that's because I think that they actually just did a docuseries on this, where they actually started to unearth, was it the Algerian monoliths? It might not have been.
I mean, I don't know, but I would love to check this out.
So let's go.
Let's do this.
Let's do it.
So,
we always say we're going to go on trips, though, and we never do.
Okay, so real quick for our viewers, let's give them a tidbit of what's going to happen in the future. We still have to do a vampire stream. I know you. I seem like I was against it. I'm pro bringing it back. Now that I'm over myself.
Thank you.
Right?
No. That was my bad.
Oh, okay.
So
okay. So we'll do a vampire. I think we just promised everyone we're gonna do zombies next week.
Fuck yeah.
Let's do all zombie episode. And me being Haitian, I have a lot to say about zombies. I actually have a lot to say about zombies.
Oh, I'm excited for that for sure.
So we can do a zombie one then. Should we do vampires next week after that?
Yes.
And then
should we just do the trifecta? So if we're gonna do zombies, vampires, we have to do werewolves.
Oh, werewolves. Okay, then we'll do a werewolf after that. Okay.
Hell yeah.
Then before the summer closes, we have to go. Didn't you say that there was a haunted mansion near your home? Or somewhere in Jersey? I'm going to have to bring up the recordings. You were talking about some haunted place, and I was like, we'll get a Ouija board. We'll go there, and we'll... It's in our hands. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. We'll go to... You wait, hold on. You're telling me off the top of your head, you don't know of any haunted houses near you?
No, I'm sure I could figure, especially like in the Pine Barrens, we could potentially go to the sighting of the Jersey Devil.
Actually,
the Barrens are like
the Barrens scare the hell out of me.
They should.
And then, of course, we have to somehow go to Algeria so that we can go to the megaliths.
Well, we got to start making money quick because that's an expensive trip.
Well, I told you saw my cash flow. I had that single. More of that. More of that. Where that comes from.
100%.
Yeah. Singles right here. But it looks like we're gonna have an amazing summer of Mothership Mondays, investigative shenanigans, finding out the truth, bickering about the nature of God. It's gonna be a great one.
I feel like we have similar beliefs. We just don't want to admit it because one believes in a book and the other one doesn't.
Oh, because I'm literate?
No. Oh, you know what?
Oh, booyaka! Booyaka!
I hate it here. Why do I do this with you?
You love it. You love it. This is the best stream of the week. Everybody loves this. But did you have any final thoughts on megaliths? I'm still thinking about Algeria. Mystic monoliths or anything like that.
I mean, like I feel like we could talk about all of the. No, honestly, I went through my favorite ones. The obelisks are for sure my favorite. I geeked out there for sure. Guys, read into those bens. They're pretty interesting.
Yo, so are you encouraging me to climb up on a pyramid and like take the ben?
So there was one actually that was stolen supposedly, yeah. I think in recent today's history there was one that was stolen from a museum. But they were created by gold and marble, so most of them went missing anyway because once the pyramids were kind of not a thing anymore, which is always going to be a thing. Raiders went and they stole them.
Yo, yeah, no, it's crazy. So in Egypt, so it's been raided so many times that literally people just rip tile off of it.
Mm-hmm.
People will go up and just rip tile off of it and run away.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's a restoration project, and they just have like a few people every day trying to rebuild the outer layer. But people just vandalize it all the time. There's parts that have graffiti on it. It's absolutely horrible what they've done to their cultural.
Should I say it one more time? Humans are trash.
Good thing I'm not a human.
Me neither. I'm aliens.
That's right. I have transcended, bitches.
Oh my god.
But yes. A lot of there's a crazy monoliths. I'm sure we've missed some. We're probably gonna, I feel like every topic we're gonna have to loop back around because I feel like every time we do a topic, I feel like a week or two later, I read or learn something that I was like, I wish I knew this when we did that episode.
Oh, we didn't talk about the balls.
Oh, the sweaty balls. the sweaty balls. Tell me about the sweaty balls.
The giant balls. Literally, that's what it's from like I think Costa Rica.
Oh my God! Yes, the balls.
The balls.
The balls.
So you do know the ball. You do.
I do. I know about balls. Let me tell you. So they're in random places in the jungle. Am I correct?
Yeah. So
you'll just be walking through the jungle in a random place, and then you'll just see a perfect sphere.
Yeah.
Carved there, a giant perfect sphere. What is up with that? I actually have no knowledge of that. I've just heard of this phenomenon.
So I mean, lore obviously again we'll go back to aliens saying that they created these spheres as markers and whatnot. Me personally, I don't know. I wouldn't say that they were man-made because they are so perfect. Could you even make a perfect sphere?
No.
And these are giant balls of granite.
And that's the thing I gotta say. Making a pyramid is not as impressive as you think. Making a perfect sphere is near impossible. You try this in art class so many times. So like, try to draw a perfect circle, and not a human could do it. You need like an AI or a robot or something to do it.
Absolutely.
Making a perfect sphere that goes, the true equation without it being lopsided, or the Earth is pear-shaped.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone thinks that it's a perfect sphere. It's not a perfect sphere. It's pear-shaped because it's so hard to produce that. You need an intelligence to do that. Absolutely.
So there's something mythical, absolutely mystic and mythical about these spheres. They just don't know what. They are saying that they were created as like grave markers, but they've never found any grave sites. They're found everywhere in the Costa Rican jungle, and they don't know why. And there's hundreds of thousands of them. And when I say giant, I mean like these things are at least a ton, if not up to like, I think the biggest one was like 10 tons, which is huge.
Who would take time out of their day to make this thing though?
But why? Also why? So my theory is that it was a system to move things. Like a sphere, you can,
right.
Maybe the spheres don't move themselves, but it is easier to kind of like ride things on top of the sphere. So I don't know, maybe it was some sort of like travel system. That's my theory, but I have no idea. I mean, were they underwater? There's a possibility. It's a jungle, it could have been some sort of waterway. I don't know. I really don't know, but they are fascinating to me, and they're literally called the giant balls, which makes me just giggle.
The giant balls. Can I fondle them? Yeah, no, they're a weird mystery. There's a bunch of, oh man, that's nuts. Another thing I gotta say, I botched this Algerian megalith thing because I had a notation down. That's right. The people say, another thing that they say is it has unnaturally dark. It has a dark and heavy aura when you go around there.
Okay. Do you think that that's because of the story though? Like, I think that we can mask our own energies. Like if you're saying that this place is haunted and it's not haunted, you're going to feel like that.
You're right. I would say that any place where there's a grand tragedy is going to have a dark aura to it. Like, for instance, if you went to a place where a lot of like battlefields, people feel this all the time when they go to battlefields, right? They go to like a Civil War battlefield where a great war was fought, and they kind of feel the heaviness of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I feel that. So like,
it could be whatever. I mean, are these monoliths on ley lines? Are they connected to anything ley line or?
They probably are. I don't know though. I will have to double check. I will have to confirm how mystical they really are. I think it's also interesting that they're a religion that nobody knows about.
Oh yeah.
Nobody it's such an ancient religion. They don't know what were the practices of the people who made it. And I'm like, that's bizarre to me.
But will we ever? Like, how do we even know that it was an old religion? Like, how did that come about? You know?
I mean, is it possible that there's too many religions that on our planet we'll never know it all?
Oh, absolutely.
Like you were saying, the Easter Island heads, the ones they find in Mexico. I remember it was the Olmecs who made them, and the Olmecs were before. I forget the order of them. What is it?
It was
it's
Olmecs.
before the Mayans. There were the Aztecs,
and then before
right?
that it was the Olmecs. The Olmecs were the oldest, supposedly. Which that's where they found. So no, they just did a docuseries where they unearthed like this whole like mountain culture, and I think it was Mexico.
And so
it was like,
are we so old? Are human is the planet Earth so old that there are countless religions and practices and sculptures and theories and like all these things that we will never know the full answer to it all? We can't really quantify it all.
No, I don't think we ever will. And honestly, I think that when we're going to be that culture in thousands of years too. People are going to look back on us and be like, wait, what?
No. You know what it is? You know what it is? You know what it is? You know, many people are giver-uppers. I'm not a giver-upper. You know when people are like, oh, we might as well just die. We might as well die. F that. I'm gonna survive. My culture is gonna survive. America will last forever. Christianity will last forever. And I'm gonna be worshiping Jesus on Mars with my grandkids. My grandkids are gonna be like, life must have been so hard on Earth. Uncle Mantis, Grandpa Mantis. I'm like, or they're gonna call me Papa Mantis. Actually.
Papa Mantis. That's cute. That's cute.
It was so rough. It was so rough. We didn't have jetpacks.
Listen. All I'm saying is that we want to sit here and believe that our cultures will never die.
So
I don't know. But don't you think that the people before us thought the same things? And
so, do you know what Vinland is?
No.
So it's only up until recently people found out that the Vikings came to America before Columbus. They came like 700, right? And so they in New Finland, Canada, they had a town there, which they called Vinland. And so people used to hear stories of it, and they used to think it was mythological. They're like, that's not true. That's not true.
That's
and
real.
Finally, they found the ruins of it, and I was thinking, I was like, how does a town just vanish? Like, people stopped living in it? Did they all die? What exactly? How does that happen?
Well, God, you live in New York, and I live in New Jersey. The likelihood of us, our towns could be demolished tomorrow, and we would never know. Did you know that part of my hometown it's underwater? And this was when my grandparents lived here.
Wait, why is it underwater?
Because a massive storm came in and wiped it out. And this was when my grandparents were living. So, like, any day, one of our towns could just be gone.
It's totally nutty. And actually, speaking of, going to the monolith thing, when we were talking about the New Hampshire Stonehenge, it's so funny that when they discovered it, they were looking through all these things there, and they ended up dating everything or whatever, and they found this table in like the main area of it, and they were like, "Oh my God!" They're like, "Is this where they did sacrifices? What is this thing?" And they did it, and they eventually found out that it is a colonial table, meaning that at some point, some colonial people who moved into America found the ruins and didn't think anything of it and was like, let's hang out in here. And they moved furniture in because they were just dumbasses. And they didn't realize they found a historical site. And they left a table in there.
Yeah.
So they're like, but I just don't understand. Like, is one day, like if I were to jump into 100 years in the future, is the town I live in now just going to be buried under ash? And I could walk around, it'll be nature, and no one will ever know this place existed?
It's very possible. That's what I'm saying. We have no idea. We have no idea what 100 years is going to bring. And retrospectively, I think that most likely our towns will not be anything of what they are today. God, we'll probably be hopefully having flying cars and floating cities and
jetpacks on Mars.
jetpacks on Mars. And maybe still living till 100 years old. That would be pretty cool.
There's so many people who are giver uppers. I remember it was I believe Snouters. I love Snouters. Luca.
Okay.
You know,
I haven't seen Luca in forever, or Snouters.
No, I love Luca. I really miss them. They were. I was talking about the apocalypse, and they said, "I don't have the energy to fight in the apocalypse. If the zombies came, I would just let them kill me." And I'm like, "Why do you have this giver upper attitude? It's not healthy."
Oh no, I'll fight, but I don't know if I'll thrive. I really don't. I would hope. I would hope I would. I would find.
You need to have the win. For starters, the go-getter attitude is that you're going to do it.
Yes. I'm telling you. Can I finish? All I'm saying is that I'm going to find the group to thrive in.
That's fine, as long as as long as you have the attitude that you're going to win.
Oh, I'm totally gonna
say
survive.
it.
I'm gonna rock it.
No, say it. Say I'm going to win.
I'm going to win. I will survive during the zombie apocalypse.
You have to say I'm smart. You have to say I'm smart enough.
Oh, I am.
Say it.
Oh my God, I'm smart enough.
You're strong enough.
I'm strong enough.
And God damn it, people like me.
Oh, God damn it, people love me.
There you go. There you go. So you're gonna make it. You're gonna make it. There's no losing. Losing is not an option. Like I said, I'm gonna be drinking a beer with Jesus Christ on Mars with a jetpack in the future, and we're gonna be complimenting the American flag that's gonna be right in front of us. Boom.
Sounds amazing. I like it.
Did you have any final thoughts on Monoliths?
No, this was a very fun time. I enjoyed this.
It's always a good time. This is one of my. I love doing this.
Me too.
Thank you. But yo, guys, thank you. That is all the Monolith talk that's fit to print. Lainey, where can they find you?
Here.
Mothership Mondays. You can find Lainey. You can also find her in her Discord if you want to put that link up right now. Please check out Lainey. Top tier streamer, amazing person. Of course, you guys should like, share, and subscribe all the videos and everything going on this channel. If you're seeing us on another app like Twitch or something like that, remember to sub, remember to follow us, remember just to support us in any way you can. Remember to keep tuning in to Voice of the Fat Mantis, and keep tuning in every Monday to Mothership Mondays at 6 p.m. Eastern for more investigation and knowledge and truth. We're dropping truth bombs. Next week, we're going to be hitting up zombies. Oh, yeah. It's going to be a good time. But until next time, ciao for now. Wave goodbye, Lainey.
Bye, guys.
Peace.